the number one enemy of our deep focus is stress. Stress is nothing but a kind of fear. So when we are having a fear, brain goes in the mode of fight or flight. And when brain goes in that mode, then the real power of our brain, that is prefrontal cortex, is actually shut down. So if we want to use the super intelligence, we must allow our prefrontal cortex to focus more and more. But stress affects our brain in a very negative way. Stress affects the neurotransmission. Stress affects our brain in a very cloudy way. Stress destroys the neuroplasticity in our brain. Especially the communication in the neurons becomes very less. And because of this, our brain actually shrinks and stops the higher working. Higher working means higher intelligence working. So actually stress is not good for our brain, because when stress happens or when we are stressed, then cortisol is increased in our brain, and this secretion of cortisol is not good for our brain, because it actually decreases the functions of the neurons, and the adaptability of the neurons is decreased. Because of that, our communication in the neurons is decreased, and it is as if everything is shut down. So, stress, fear, anxiety, these are the biggest hurdles in deep focus. And as I said, to become more and more focused and to achieve higher level of deep focus, we must remove the obstacles, and stress is the number one obstacles. So how we can understand whether we are stressed or not? So if you are studying something and there are wandering thoughts are coming in your mind, or you are not feeling comfortable, you are not happy, and you are actually very much worried, and you are having all worrisome thoughts in your mind, and stress is nothing but too much stretching. If you are stretching too much to yourself, then it is not good. But that doesn't mean you should be lazy and you should like stop doing any kind of activity. Small amount of stress is essential, because that ignites the neurons, that ignites the neuroplasticity, that ignites us to work forward, and that amount of stress is good. But when the stress becomes out of limit, then it becomes a very worrisome thing, because it actually stops our brain from working, and it actually deep freezes, like here we freeze na, in the same way our neurons and our brain shrinks. So in order to have a deep focus, be fearless, be confident, and be intentionally confident and intentionally fearless. To if you are having a stress, fear, try to first control on that stress. I will give you training how to distress your mind, how to make your mind happy. And once you will achieve that state, then we will start to focus our mind and to achieve the deep and the highest level of the peak performance of our focus in our brain.